You're probably wondering what I'm doing in a library surrounded by fire. Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. I was sent by my maker, Alec, to this library to investigate King's Tears. That was a few days ago. It's taken quite a while to get to this point, and I accidentally set the library on fire with a low-burning candle and a misplaced copy of Common Worship Times and Seasons. Fortunately, being a simulacrum, I'm not affected by fire. Also, unfortunately, the library was made of paper, and, therefore, has burned down. Whoops. Anyway, I've learned a lot about the King's Tears, and I need to make my way back to Génie's lamp to meet up with Alec and his friends Génie, Howell, and Oriana. I wonder if they've done anything with the silver cuckoo clock they're hiding for Jarlaxle, or the portrait of the fallen Aasimar with the big sword by Van Trott. You know, I've not heard anything from Alec recently. If he died, I'm sure I'd know.
And then the simulacrum cracks open a can of Coke and pulls you pull together all of your research notes, stuff them in your satchel, and then make your way through the fire and screaming librarians back out onto the streets of Waterdeep.
That's an incredible amount of knowledge destroyed there. That is an actual national treasure.
Yeah,
God.
I've just Library of Alexandria, Waterdeep.
oh, too soon, mate.
But it's like 2,000 years ago.
Thousands of years, Dan.
And I'm still mourning the Library of Ancient Ashurbanipal.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, I'm still mourning that great library I lost in Civ the other day. Alright, let's get back to Génie's lamp.
Okay.
I hope they haven't, redecorated again. I liked the current decoration.
So you step out onto the streets of Waterdeep, and you are immediately swept up in a crowd of people storming towards the castle.
Okay, are they
brandishing pitchforks?
Okay, I was gonna say, they're not celebrating anything.
No.
I'll, sort of look around, see, someone who looks willing to talk, and be like, so, wait, what's going on? Why are we rioting?
We're taking down the Marsh Lords. And the Open Lord. For Kazia.
Well, if Kazia's here, I'll kind of look around. See, is Kazia, around, or is...
You look up in the air and you can see, flying through the sky like Superman is Kazia. Heading in the direction of Castle Waterdeep.
Amazing.
Well, he certainly doesn't know how to keep a low profile. I guess joining a riot now. Does anyone have a pitchfork?
Someone passes you a pitchfork and you
Yes.
make your way up. The crowd is very big, and by the time you get to the top of the stairs, you can see that your friends are all there. Kazia seems to have disappeared, and Ranulf Ilvaster, the Open Lord of Waterdeep, is standing at the top of the stairs shouting at your friends.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Is it just the party members, or is it the whole entourage? Is Ben there?
Ben's not there. Laurel is, and you see that Ranulf Ilvaster is ordering Commander Morden to take you into custody. Take your friends, rather, into custody, and a fight begins to break out.
I'm gonna try, is the crowd scattering?
Yes, they're all beginning to scatter. And you, as a magical construct, you get the sense that something very magical, very fiery, and very destructive is hurling at you from the sky.
Okay, I am going to attempt to, I guess, take cover. I can't really use it. I don't have spell slots. Well, I do have spell slots, but I don't have... Yeah, is there, something I can duck under, like a stone structure I can duck under?
Yes, there is. There is a. So you can see that there is. There's like manholes kind of in the road, and there is a manhole that's under a small cover, kind of off to one side, put in the back of the building. You think it might be a drain of some kind.
Okay, I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna like try and get people in there alongside me. That's like sort of.
People
Usher
are absolutely terrified and are scattering. No one is paying any attention.
Well, unfortunately, also not very good at directing crowds or talking to people, so I'm just gonna like have to duck inside the manhole cover, hope that whatever it is doesn't destroy everything.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Where are my dice? What idiot didn't get his dice out?
The one thing you're supposed to bring to Dungeons and Dragons.
That's that's a 3.
Okay, you manage to climb down this thing, this manhole shaft. However, you catch your foot on the ladder, and the ladder, being quite ancient and old, pulls the entire cave, the entire shaft down with you. You keep running to you keep pushing yourself to the bottom as all of this rubble keeps coming down. You can see that you are about to enter into what looks like an otherwise kind of like bricked up cellar, and you're at a mound of rubble that is beginning to kind of like pile around you. With a 3, unfortunately, you are caught under said rubble, and when the entirety of the rubble kind of accumulates around you, you are trapped.
Bugger.
A little while later, you can hear sounds. The sounds of what you think is Alec and Oriana talking to each other.
Am I like completely pinned under?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna try and like wiggle to try and give myself a bit of room to like slide around, basically.
Okay, do so. I would like Alec to make and Oriana to make wisdom perception checks.
This dice is going in the bin. It's rolled 2 natural ones in a row.
Oof.
24.
Okay. Oriana, you think you can hear something shuffling around in the rubble.
If Alec is saying anything, Oriana will immediately like shush him and attempt to listen closer.
Just like hand over mouth.
Yep. Do I hear anything further?
Simulacrum, you can hear that the talking has ceased.
Is anyone there? Hello?
You hear that.
Alec, I'm hearing double of you right now. I need rest.
Do I hear my simulacrum like talking? I just face palm. I imagine I was midway through, so I'll message my simulacrum. Of all the places to end up, how? Why are you like this? Oh wait, it's me. That's why.
I was gonna say he has a copy of you.
Yeah. Right. Let's try and dig him out.
And before we start taking any of the rubble out, I want to like survey it to try and find the best strategy to get the simulacrum out with minimal rubble fall.
Make an intelligence survival check. So this is an intelligence check, but you may add your survival bonus to it if you are proficient with it.
Can
19.
I assist? Oh.
Yeah.
Our party does not have a good track record of rubble.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 19.
Okay. Yes, you find you look at it, you survey it, you pull out a little sketchbook, and you work out how to move the rubble in such a way as you think you can get to the simulacrum without causing a giant rock to smash its head in.
There we go. Let's do it. You're
Right.
stronger than me, which is weird.
Am I?
I think so.
I have 8 strength.
Okay, never mind. I'm stronger.
Alec is a
Because you had the
weedy
belt of
nerd.
giant strength a while back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
back in like Barovia, right?
Back in the day.
You can between you move the rubble and free your simulacrum.
Excellent.
Miles, you're going to need to find a way to differentiate when you're talking as Alec or the
Okay, hang on.
simulacrum.
Let me. So this is Alec. This is the simulacrum.
So which accent are you giving which?
I should have given myself a really prominent accent like 2 years ago when we started this campaign.
It's not too late.
So I'll kind of dust my own simulacrum off. Be like, so weirdly enough, actually very helpful that you're here, because we need to get out of this basement, and I only have one 7th or above level spell slot. Yeah, I was gonna say, what happened up there? I saw you fighting Lord Ilvester, and now you're in a basement? What? Yeah, so I'll start at the beginning. We don't actually, I don't think, need that much information on the King's Tears anymore. We'll skip it. You can tell me what you found out later, it's fine. But, so we confirmed theories that Lord Ilvester is working with Raedra. He did also just meteor swarm us, and Howell and Génie are currently at Howell's house, and Cassius is upstairs limping around with a possibly broken arm. I think I didn't see the vision, but yeah, we need to get out of here and figure out what the hell is going on. How do we stop both Lord Ilvester and Raedra? Can you teleport us outside? I mean, I guess so. I didn't see what state the street was in, so we might appear in the middle of some fire. I'm sure that'll be fine, right? I mean, it will be for me. Ariana, how do you deal with fire?
Not very well. I can fly, I guess. Keep
I mean, I
me off the
suppose-
ground.
Yeah. Well, I was. Wait, was I conscious when we teleported down here, or did I teleport down
No.
and then you healed? Okay, I don't remember what the street. I remember what it was like before the meteor swarm hit.
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. There's a lot of dead people.
Oh yeah. And I need somewhere quiet to send all the sending spells. Well, no, that's fine because I don't need to send to you anymore. I'll point to the simulacrum. So, how do we get? I'd have to check my character. I just went to rest my hand.
You're going into simulacrum mode there.
Yeah, but that was actually just I needed to lean it on something. If I had a nickel for every time Dan had to make me roleplay with myself, I'd have 2 nickels.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's weird it happened twice.
And it's not going to be the last time. What you need to do is you need to stop creating characters that have duplicates.
I have 1 character with a duplicate. It's just Alec.
Have you noticed you've never seen Génie and Génie in the same room?
Well,
The
that's
the Batman conundrum.
for our
That's
whenever
it's not the Batman.
whenever our
conundrum.
3-year anniversary campaign event is, Dan. I bring back Genie and make Alistair roleplay with Genie. Oh, that's easy. Genie has a French accent.
Yeah.
See, that would have been clever. I guess I could teleport us to outside the. Hang on. Genie! Sorry, I was thinking about Genie for a second there. Genie, you still there?
Oui, oui, I am here.
When you were scrying, did the outside the council chamber for the Masked Lords, did that look damaged at all, and was it busy?
Hang on one moment. Oh, my watch is actually talking. Mr. Dungeon Master, what did it look like?
Howell, did you scry outside that?
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. I know it wasn't you doing the scrying, but I can't remember if you scried.
We started outside,
Okay.
and we
yeah.
then went to where.
In which case, yes, it was busy, and there were masked and unmasked lords running around.
Love that.
I mean, that's fine, because if we go invisible and then we teleport, we'll be invisible when we arrive, and the longer we spend planning, the more time Cassius has to disappear. So I'm gonna very quickly send. I was about to say send a text. Sending to Cassius. Where's the one I planned? Okay. So I'm gonna cast sending. I'm gonna say to Cassius. Back in Waterdeep, Ranulf working with Raedra, powerful staff, cast Meteor Swarm, meet us outside council chambers, will be invisible, teleporting to Howell's family home.
Do you because obviously we're talking on the time anchors as well, I assume at the same time, right?
Smartwatches.
Do you like say that out loud at all, or is that just like Alec doing that?
I mean, how does sending work? I mean, I like.
It's fine if not. I just want to know because, you know.
I would probably say like I'm just gonna sending to Cassius and then cast the spell.
Fair enough.
Okay, you send that to Cassius, and you get a reply. Ow, 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 received, ow, 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 and then to the 25.
Well, he'll meet us there.
Really?
Hal's gonna be in the smartwatch thing and be like, does he seem okay?
Well, he responded. That's positive.
I suppose you're right. Still, perhaps best not to dawdle. Whatever you're gonna do, let's do it quick.
Yeah. There'll be some teleporting. Hopefully, this won't go badly. If not, I mean, we can teleport out. I'll see you soon.
Do keep us updated as to what's actually going on, please.
I mean, okay, I can't. This is a loud conversation, and I can't speak while invisible. That's a bad idea.
We'll do what we can.
I'm just worried. You know, you know what you're doing. I do you think? Yeah.
Absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But I will cast at 4th level invisibility, so I can cast it on net 3 creatures. I will cast it on myself, Oriana, and the Simulacrum. Oriana, you're gonna have to keep a hold of one of us because you can't see us, but we can both see you.
Okay.
And then
Does
my
the
Simulacrum.
get true sight?
So I think it's like it has an exact copy of my statistics.
Mhm.
So Possibly. Let me actually. I want to read how simulacrum works.
I guess it wasn't really designed for players playing liches to.
No.
I mean, if it's based on like, because Alec has true sight via virtue of Alec's like gemstone eye things, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
So if that's the case, then surely it's only like copying Alec's spellbook, you know?
Google is not
uses
revealing anything.
all the statistics of the creature it duplicates, except that it is a construct. So
let's say that you were forward thinking enough to have constructed it with eyes,
Okay.
as opposed to your gemstones, and it just has regular sight.
Oh, okay. So I rephrase my statement. Right, both of you hold on to an arm.
Okay.
Because I can see all of you, and I will be able to see Cassius, assuming he's invisible. I suppose actually, and
We'll get to it when we get to it.
Alec Junior. I need you to teleport us to outside the council chamber, please, and let's hope no one bumps into us.
Okay.
And that
Alex Simulacrum has never been there before.
Right. Where is his stats?
So you'll need to roll.
Knowing that, I will. Oh, it's. So the problem is, if I teleport us, Alec Simulacrum can teleport us to Howell's, but he can't see Oriana or Cassius, so that may present a problem.
No, you've got to do the teleportation, or you can all not go invisible.
Can we willingly drop? Or like, can the invisibility spell be willingly dropped?
Not as the subject matter, no.
Yeah, because you're not the one that cast it, so you can't end
If the
concentration.
caster willingly drops it.
It's fine. I'll just roll. I will simply roll well.
Because I was gonna say we could just go do the invis thing, do the thing we need to, drop the invis.
Do you lose invisibility if you
teleport.
take damage?
If you then
yes.
lose concentration on it.
Because couldn't you all just like in like
No,
a triangle?
you can't deal
We're not-
friendly damage.
We're not gonna. I'm just gonna roll. It's fine. I will simply roll really well.
So, you need it. Can you tell the lovely people at home what it is that you are doing and what you need?
Yes. Just a question. Am I very familiar with the council chamber?
You have never seen it before in your life.
Oh dear. That's. How far away are we from it? Like it's
You're
like
within a
100
mile.
feet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can just walk there if this doesn't work. So if you teleport,
Depends where you end up.
Teleport us to a familiar location, then we can walk there.
But it says familiar location. I don't believe it says within a radius.
yeah. It's just if you so when you teleport, there's a table you roll on, and one of the three options for things going wrong are you take damage and then you teleport. I think you still teleport if you take the damage. You just like
How much damage?
oh, it's like I think it's like 3d10 necrotic. I'll look at it in a second.
How many hit
You
points do you have?
you don't take damage. The person casting the spell takes
Okay,
damage.
good.
Alec teleports and his head explodes immediately.
Yeah, you take that damage, and then you could appear in a similar area or off target, which is you appear like a percentage of the distance you travelled away from the target. But it's fine. I will simply roll.
just roll good.
Just roll I'll simply roll above a 75.
Okay. This is a description.
Yes.
That's a happy face.
And I give inspiration to reroll it.
No, it's not an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, I'm afraid.
94.
Seriously?
Yep.
Really? Why did you make that face? You're like,
It was
I-
relief.
I saw the 4, and I was like, oh no, and then it was like, yeah.
Oh, there's a 90 there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you are on target. You all arrive outside the castle chamber, the council chamber of the Masked Lords of Waterdeep. Alec, you can see Cassius is there, invisible.
Okay, I will sort of, oh god, I'm gonna have to guide 2 people who can't see each other or see me through a crowd towards a third of person they can't see.
You can also see
All of
that
our
Cassius
belongings
is
are
clutching-
invisible, right?
Yes, everything you wear and carry.
I have rope.
Okay, yeah, carry on.
That's going to alert people to our location because someone
Yeah, that's
will
true.
walk into the road.
Yeah.
I'm just
You
gonna
can see
be
that
like,
Cassius is cradling an arm that is wrapped in bloody bandages.
He's been dipping his hands in the jam jar, bless him.
I'm assuming this area is still fairly busy.
You're also getting now a better view of his face than Howell and Génie would have, and you can see that he has black eyes and a broken nose.
Yo, Lord Ilvaster's a dead man, I swear to God.
But yeah, this like it's fairly hubbubbed in here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will. I'll do like a tap on the shoulder of Oriana and my simulacrum, like to indicate stay here, and then I'll sort of try and work my way through the crowd.
Okay.
I mean, people bumping into other people, that's not that unusual,
that's
and like,
fine.
these are Masked Lords, they're not going to acknowledge if they've bumped into someone. So I'll sort of try and get over to Cassius, and oh god, if I tap him on the shoulder, he just stabs me.
I mean, he's expecting you.
Do you have the message cantrip?
I think I do.
Because you could say, "I'm about to tap you on the shoulder."
Yeah.
Do not
I'm
react.
helping you.
Just also,
Thanks,
the
Dan.
message you have to use. Message is a verbal spell.
But
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it is. You have to whisper the.
You might want to go up and whisper it.
Yeah, it has a verbal component. This is great. You
just
have
whisper
to,
it.
you have to whisper, "Hey, I'm about to tap you on the shoulder."
yeah, if I like stand within like knife range of him and I tap him on the shoulder, he might still try and stab me.
That's my boy.
I'll like,
Is there anyone in the hallway?
Yeah, loads of people running backwards and
Oh,
forwards.
okay.
they won't hear me
It's an
whispering.
absolute
It's
chaos.
fine.
Hit him with that CBBC trap. Do not react, you are the saboteur.
Yeah, I was like, Cassius, I'm about to tap you on the shoulder,
Okay.
and
That's
then
what you...
tap him on the shoulder.
All right. He twitches a bit, but you think more from pain than anything else.
Okay, how am I gonna indicate that I want to
very-
lead him somewhere?
Just whisper in his ear, tell him to follow.
You can
You'll follow
see
him.
us.
That's true. I can see you. I think Rares has verbal components as well, but
I can trip someone up. Otherwise.
now that he's aware of where I am, I'll like lean very close and whisper, I'm going to lead you over to Ariana and my simulacrum. Neither of them can see you either. And I'll kind of
Okay.
like
He gives a barely perceptible nod.
okay. I will lead him towards the other two,
Mm-hmm.
and then tap my simulacrum on the shoulder to tell them I'm there.
Does your simulacrum respond to that? What would Alec do if Alec was randomly tapped on the shoulder by
How much
something
Alec
invisible?
could
Alec would assume that it's his invisible simulacrum, so my simulacrum assumes it's the invisible me.
Alec.
Alec has very little survival instinct, being as he is Anne Lich, and doesn't need to preserve his own.
sloth man. Sloth
Yeah.
wizard man.
And then my simulacrum is already holding Oriana's shoulder, so I've got us all now in like a weird football huddle.
Yep.
And I'm like leading. Is there like an office I can lead us into that's empty?
Yeah, so you turn down a corridor and you see that there is a door open, and you kind of get in there. Oriana, you recognise the room that Alec is leading you into.
Boy, what is the room? Is it the bathroom?
It is the bathroom. So when you
Oriana
all-
is refusing to look at the mirror for now.
Okay. So when you all go in, Alec, you would kind of just casting your eyes around the room, you've got no reason not to, notice that there are 5 of you in this room.
Who's the 5th person?
You look towards where there is a mirror on the wall and you can see Sam looking back at you.
I was hoping it was going to be Beetlejuice or something.
Given that Oriana's invisible, she wouldn't be doing much to hide her expression either, so it's pretty obvious she's avoiding looking at that mirror.
I'll close the door behind us, obviously, and be like, so, how is everyone doing?
Cassius just kind of mumbles something about being in pain.
Oriana will fish into like one of her pockets and pull out a potion and kind of just like hold it in a general direction, like, I have a potion, I have no idea where you are, Cassius, so Alec, please can you give this to him?
Cassius also can't see me. Hang on, I take the potion and then I put it on the floor, and as soon as I stop touching it, it reappears.
Cassius sees it, he's like, I can't bend down to pick that up.
If you hold out his hand, you can put it in his hand.
You're not.
Pocket as well.
Yeah, hang on, I'll pick up the potion and be like,
Just baby bird it. Baby bird it.
You can just administer it to him as an action.
yeah.
It's a standard potion.
If
I'll
like a
make-
random Waterdavian citizen enters this bathroom at any moment and sees this
random
floating
Waterdavian
potion,
citizen in
No,
the
because the
castle
instant
of
the instant I pick up the potion, it would become an item I'm holding, so it would be invisible again. But they would hear the sounds of like someone drinking.
Okay, so you administer him this potion as an action.
I
That's
administer.
fine. And he kind of relaxes a little bit.
Okay.
He then says, "Who's in the reflection with us?"
Thought he'd still be there. Okay.
Oh, this is Sam. He's a ghost? Question mark.
The Sam.
Oh no.
We only know like
Oh,
one person
no.
called Sam, which is especially interesting because it's a very
This
common.
is law.
He says, "Look, let's just get out of here, and then I'll explain what I know." But it's not.
We
good.
already know some of what you know about Sam. We can't leave just yet because Sam has given me a task and I need to complete that task in order to help us.
What task?
I need to find a locked door and I need to get through it.
Oriana, Castle Waterdeep has 1,384 rooms.
Somewhere around here. It's in this hallway, I know that much.
How? How do you know? How do you know that much?
Sam told me. Oh, I
Look-
sound crazy.
He looks in the mirror and says, "How did he tell you?"
So, Oh. We are friends, remember this.
Oh, yes. of
I was
course.
engaged to Sam.
Yeah, no, I knew that. That's what I found out
Okay,
since.
good. Yeah.
And you might have murdered him.
That is to be debated. It's a work in progress.
Well, that's what the city now believes. You're wanted for his murder.
I didn't do it. I don't think I did it. I don't exactly remember. Like I said, it's a work in progress.
Alex,
What's the statute of
what's
limitations on
your
murder?
perception check? What's your not perception check? Passive perception. You and your simulacrum. It's the same.
Yeah, 16.
You see Sam emphatically shaking his head.
Sam's shaking his head, so I assume that means that. Wait, No, he wouldn't shake his head to say, no, Oriana didn't not murder me. He would shake his head to say Oriana didn't murder me, right? And I'll look to Sam, realize no one else could see me looking at him, but be
Sam.
like,
If you say that out loud, Sam nods.
Buster, you can hear us.
No, is he nodding to
He
agree
nods.
with you? Or is he nodding to?
Weird.
Okay, what did you need Oriana to fight? Can you write anything? Do you have paper with you?
He lifts his hand up and points it towards Oriana and makes a...
Yeah, I need to unlock something.
It's gonna be his soul.
Unlock.
What am I unlocking?
His heart. Oh.
He lifts up his left hand and just holds it there.
Oh no.
Unlock his left hand.
Oriana will hold up the rings.
He smiles.
Oh,
He's
there's
unlocking his heart. It's all
I need
about
to
love.
unlock something with the rings. Okay. What happens if I put the ring on? Oriana's ring.
You put the ring on.
Yeah. Does
Yep.
anything happen?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
You go visible. And then
You're,
pull it off and
you're
you go
invisible.
again.
Everything
So-
turns white. The spirits surround you.
I need to unlock something with the rings. I don't know. Sam, you were the smart one.
He grins at that.
What do the rings unlock? Do they unlock like a door or like a chest?
He points to himself.
They
They unlock him.
Are they like
on the
divination-
mirror.
like divine
If I
instincts
put a
or-
ring on the mirror, does that do anything?
Which ring?
Sam's ring. Like I'm
Okay.
giving him his ring back.
Yeah. The closer you get to the mirror, the more real this image of Sam gets. To the point that when you get to the mirror, he's so real, it's not even as though he's reflected in glass anymore. You can't see any of the imperfections in the glass. He is stood in front of you.
No
Oh
key.
boy.
You stood there with the ring. What do you do?
I'll hold out to give it to him.
Okay. He doesn't go to. He doesn't move to receive it.
No,
You
okay.
hold the ring forward a little bit, and you feel it touch his chest, but it's the sound of something tapping on glass. And he smiles at you, but you can see that there's some sadness in his eyes.
Does is there like a mechanism on the mirror to like
Make an intelligence investigation check.
I was gonna say remove the mirror, but that's not really the word I was looking for. God, can I roll? Good. 15.
Okay. You can see that this mirror is firmly bolted to the wall, but having a quick look at it, you can tell that this is a glass mirror that is silver backed.
Okay.
Like a gorilla.
It's a glass mirror that is silver backed, common in places of wealth and power, instead of it being polished silver, which is refined 7 times in fire, and you know it's been refined when you can see your reflection in it. It's not refined silver, it is like silver backed glass. It's proper.
I feel like Dan has researched in anticipation of this question.
So the mirror's like bolted to the wall.
Yeah, it's like when you go into places, like it's got like 4 bolts in the corners.
Yeah.
Do the test. Do the test to see
I
if it's
smell
a
a
two-way
chamber
mirror.
of secrets situation. This is a chamber of secrets situation
Yeah.
somehow.
Is this mirror a secret door, Sam?
Alec, you can also tell with your true sight that there is no magic being cast on this mirror.
Okay.
A two-way mirror isn't magic; it's just mechanics.
It's not an illusion.
Just touch it.
Which
It's
would
two-way.
imply that I say out loud, it's not an illusion, which would imply that Sam is physically trapped in this mirror somehow.
We're taking this mirror with us then.
Cassia says, "Why would Sam? be trapped in a mirroring... Look, can we just go elsewhere and talk about this? I'm missing a hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the mirror off the wall, and then we can go.
Is Sam in this
He
mirror or
goes,
all mirrors?
all right, well, I've done a bit of maintenance to these mirrors. Make sure you unbolt all 4 of them properly. Do it diagonally first, otherwise it'll just fall to one side.
Okay.
What if you get somebody to
I'll
hold it?
set to work. Taking
Right.
it off the wall.
With your,
Is Sam reacting to this at all?
so you see Sam kind of like every so often in your yeah, kind of like every so often in your
Tilt it and he like goes, whoa.
You turn it to one side, he slides out.
every so often in your life together, there were times when you did something profoundly dumb that he just kind of grinned at because he found it hilarious. He's got that grin.
Frequent occurrence, okay.
Yeah. He's watching you do it because he knows he's not gonna, he can't stop you. But the look on his face says, "You're an idiot."
Oriana would probably respond with, I know you want to call me an idiot, but you cannot stop me, so I'm going to keep doing this until we figure out what to do.
What if you try to give him his ring while wearing your ring? Does that change anything?
That's what Oriana's just done.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if you do it the other way around? You wear his ring and try to give him your ring. I'm just exploring all
His
the
ring
options.
is probably too small for Oriana, so she's wearing it on her pinky.
His ring is too small.
Yeah.
How small
He's
is it?
5'4", Oriana's 6'3".
Ariana's like massive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, is he stocky or is he
He's just
the
a
opposite of
a
stocky?
lovable
He has
little
smaller hands.
He's just a short king. Leave him alone.
He's a short
Why are you
king.
beefing on this man's hands? He's dead. Cut him some slack.
He's trapped in a mirror, clearly.
Would it work doing it the other way around?
You can try it. Nothing interesting happens.
Okay.
And he's still got that grin on his face.
Maybe the ring doesn't go on his finger. Maybe it's a different kind of ring.
Connor, don't get us banned from Twitch! Please! No!
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Yes,
Nose ring.
Absolutely.
nose ring.
It's an earring, that's all.
Oh, yeah. There are like 2 places that ring.
Yeah.
A lip ring,
Anyway.
I suppose.
You now have a silver-backed mirror.
Moving with it, does Sam move with the mirror?
Yes.
Okay. We have a Sam mirror now.
Just before we leave,
Is the mirror
you don't
invisible?
need... For this whole thing to work, Sam, you don't need to be in Castle Waterdeep, do you? We can solve this problem somewhere else, right?
He shakes his head.
I asked 2 questions, and the negative answer to 1 is a... Do you need to be in Castle Waterdeep?
He shakes his head.
To be fair, that's on me, because you can't answer with words.
Also ask the second question.
Do you know sign language?
He shakes his head.
Okay. What if someone... Look,
I've got such a good idea, but I'm not there.
I don't have...
Cassius again says, "Can we get the fuck out of here?"
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
right.
teach him sign language later.
Everyone, you don't need to link hands. That's not how...
It will take 2 of you to hold this mirror.
Right.
Does the mirror turn invisible when they carry it?
Well, you're all invisible, so...
Yeah. Simulacrum, help.
Yes, Simulacrum, can you help with the mirror?
Yeah.
We should start
And
calling
then-
the simulacrum Simon for short.
And then I will... by the way, Sam, Cassius, you've never been there. We're going to Hal's dad's creepy murder dungeon. And then I teleport us.
Okay, right.
Because I'm teleporting us to a permanent circle, I don't need to roll.
No, you don't. This is true. However, halfway through the teleportation effect, so the world begins for all of you, kind of like the familiar purple fog begins to cover your eyes, and the whole world takes on a purpley blue twinge. You see shapes twisting, you feel your stomachs literally kind of being turned over themselves, and then it's incredibly tense, and as everything kind of unravels and untwists and the purple fog moves away from your eyes, you are all in Blackwood Manor, at the permanent circle. However, at the moment of unturning, you all hear a shatter, and when you arrive in Howell's basement, you are all there covered in shards of glass.
I assume Génie and Howell are in the same room then, obviously.
Yes, so you two know nothing aside from your friends are on their way, and then there is just suddenly the sound of a 5 foot by 3 foot mirror shattering all around you.
Howell's gonna stand bolt upright and be like, Génie, did you break something in my house?
No, I was just looking through this sky up.
Like turn around to see whatever is just in the room now.
Yeah.
There are 2 Alex.
Hello.
Alec,
Yes.
make 2 intelligence checks.
Okay. Simulacrum's going to roll with a plastic dice because he's not a human.
Is Cassius
Don't-
still invisible?
Don't say yes. Anyone who was still invisible is still invisible. Actually, so actually, all of you are invisible. So all you hear, you lot, is a glass shattering. Miles, don't say which check belongs to which. Just
Okay.
give me the 2 numbers.
I don't like you asking that then.
23 and 15.
Okay.
It was just intelligence, yes?
Yep, just an intelligence check.
I don't like that you didn't say anything after I told you those numbers.
Hello, is anyone there?
I'll just drop the invisibility. We don't need to be invisible in Hal's house. Génie, I think Cassius needs medical attention.
I would say come
Cassius
here,
just,
but
as the invisibility drops, Cassius just collapses to the floor.
If the moment Cassius becomes visible, Hal's going to look between Alec, and then Oriana, and without saying anything, Hal's going to dash over to Cassius and basically just kind of begin checking, if he's alive.
I have to catch him.
Yeah, let me catch him. Can I make a dex save to like?
Yes, make a dexterity saving throw. See if you can catch him.
I want to romantically catch this man. Dex save. That is a 10.
Okay, you run up behind him and hold your arms around him to try and catch him, but you don't hold tight enough, and he just falls through your arms onto the floor.
I'm gonna drop to the floor with him then, drop to my knees and kind of just grab a hold of him. Half kind of checking for pulse, but half failing to resist the urge to embrace Cassius. And no, he's unconscious. That's weird, And how does Cassius seem? Other than unconscious.
Unconscious, exhausted, and but not dying, but probably in a lot of pain, in need of medical attention. He's probably just now that he's safe, all the adrenaline has just gone from his system.
Hal has a moment of just almost going to squeeze Cass, and then kind of been probably shouldn't do that. Hal's then going to look around, kind of very, very alert all of a sudden, raise his hand to the air and start snapping his fingers repeatedly and calling out, saying, "Any of you unseen servants who are here right now, I need as many..." Uncle Thomas is probably fine. Somebody stay with him, but the rest of you, I need your attention on Cassius now.
You would know that the unseen servants don't come in here.
I've rolled healing and did rather well,
Okay.
but I imagine you're not tracking his hit points, so just take it. It was a 5th level cure wounds.
All right. How many hit points?
12, 22.
Okay. He regains 22 hit points. You see that the bruises begin to kind of fade a little bit, and you hear the occasional bone like snap back into place. But in order to get out of here, you can only take one person at a time on the organ, and you have to play the 5-minute piece to get up and the 5-minute piece to get down.
For God's sake.
Did we do that last time we were here as well?
So, Hal's going to begin moving Cassius then, and turn to Génie and say, thanks. And then Hal's going to give like a brief nod to both Ariana and both Alex. And I'm going to start dragging Cassius onto the organ.
The silver-backed mirror, is it like a very thin layer of silver, or is it like a layer of silver and then a layer of glass?
It's a very thin layer of silver.
So like
silver
the...
nitrate.
Can I repair it? Like one piece of glass at a time?
You can't repair an item that's bigger than a foot, I think, with the mending spell.
But can you repair things at a time?
Piece by piece, like a jigsaw puzzle.
It's no larger than 1
It's
foot
in,
in any
It's
dimension.
in like yes, you could, but it's now a like 8, 10, 9, 10,000 piece jigsaw.
Is Sam still reflected
Are
in
there
it
any?
now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any like big-ish pieces?
There is one biggish shard.
Oriana's immediately going for it to see if Sam is still in it.
Okay, you look in it, you can see Sam in it.
Is he?
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Alec in his simulacrum fashion, like a complete, like a tiny version of the mirror.
As I'm kind of like, I guess, moving Cassius onto the platform with the organ, I'm going to turn to obviously seeing what's going on. Did Ariana or anyone relay what was going on with the
Nope.
mirror to... No, okay.
You're sat at the organ, what are you playing? What does Howell know?
Howell doesn't know
Second
piano.
Life?
Howell knows violin. Howell does not know how to play the piano properly, other than...
Megalovania.
No, good move. So whatever Howell plays will be terrible. Obviously, he can play the thing to get up and down, as he's learnt that, but that's about it.
Okay, so you play the finale to Vidor's Fifth to get up and down.
Cool.
Once you get to the top, there are unseen servants who just kind of like grab Cassius from you and gently kind of take him upstairs towards one of the bedrooms.
Hal's gonna kind of like growl roughly at the unseen servant, saying like, "Look, I know that you don't like going in there, neither do I, but frankly, some things are more important than that. Let me know as soon as Cassius is better, and keep me up to date with Uncle Thomas as well. If my mother's around, I assume she knows we're here. Let her know that we've got visitors and that I'm sorry for not announcing our presence earlier."
You know the unseen servants can't speak, right?
I know, but they'll have ways of communicating with people, surely. Like, you know, I imagine.
Just scratching on glass.
I imagine one of them carries like a
Nodding and shaking
chalkboard
their
Your
around.
son is home on
Yeah.
your mother's mirror.
I imagine they've got like a chalkboard or something. You know, it's very much a
They just
in
carry
my
a pocket. They've got a pocket full of Scrabble
Well, it's
tiles.
like they announced that dinner is ready by ringing a gong. It's that kind of thing.
I think
just
with
creepy.
the amount, it's very creepy. I think with the amount of time that, like, you know, Howell or Lavenza Blackwood will have spent with these things,
Yeah.
there's probably like a level of
Elevating.
understanding.
Yeah. Okay, so they take the they take Cassius upstairs to one of the bedrooms, and do you make your way back down?
Yeah, once I know that Cassius is like being attended to and is safe, Howell's
You
gonna be
think
like,
it's
what's
more
going
a
on with
case
this
of
mirror?
they can't enter that area, not that they won't. It's that they can't.
Okay.
The magic doesn't allow them to.
Cool. Well, yeah, in that case, Howell's gonna make his way back down.
Okay.
What broke the mirror?
You think that? Well, you can make an intelligence arcana check if you like.
Sure. 31.
You get the sense, and kind of with your true sight, seeing the remnants of magical abilities, it's that two magical signatures the teleportation spell and something else got so entangled in the teleportation magic that a small shockwave was emitted and it shattered the mirror.
Like plugging too many plugs
you
into
blew
an
a
extension
fuse.
cord.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and cast detect magic to see if there's like any lingering effects of what happened.
Okay.
I imagine this room is full of magical shit.
Yeah, you cast detect magic and pretty much everything in the room lights up. This entire area is heavily magical, as are your friends. All of their magic items light up.
You're blinded by our
First
glory.
time, however, you notice that what you assumed was part of Oriana's kind of just general magical, collection of trinkets. The magical energy signature has moved from her neck to her hand.
What school is it?
Geography.
If it doesn't have one, that's
It doesn't have one.
it's just magic. Interesting.
Am I able to have done the whole song and dance of getting up and down from this
Yep.
cellar at this point?
And you can take someone else back up.
Cool.
Question. Going back up, if Oriana just flies and goes at the same speed as the lift.
Well, once the organ is down, there's a big hole 15 feet above you.
Oh, I could just fly up here.
Can you just carry me?
Sadly not.
Hal's obviously going to turn his attention
Tiny.
to his friends now and say, "Right, sorry for immediately running off, but so what happened? What did we miss? What is all this?" Pointing
Why
to
is
the
there a
shards.
mirror?
Oh,
And Oriana will gesture to the mirror shards, kind of holding the one large one kind of close to herself. It's a long story. I would very much appreciate either a hard drink or just coffee, and I'll tell you everything.
Hal's going to grin and say, "Well, I mean, I'm pretty certain that house servants will be able to see to one or both of those things. I imagine. I'm pretty sure my mother will still have kept the place pretty well stocked, at least while we've been gone. I'm glad you're all safe. Do you,
Probably just.
do you need help picking up all of these shards? I don't. Should I leave it here?"
I'll help clean it up as best I can. I don't know if we'll be able to repair the mirror.
Looking
it
at it, you think this
But-
mirror is beyond repair. It would take
Yeah.
ages to repair it piece by piece with magic.
Yeah.
Is it just that one big shard that's
The shard is probably the size of a phone.
could
Everything else is smaller.
you can't with mending? You have to piece two segments together at a time, so you'd have
Yeah.
to.
it's
Yeah.
like welding?
I mean, Hal's gonna kind of squat down and kind of prod at one of the bigger pieces and try to move it towards the piece that looks like it might correspond with it, and
That's
say,
almost impossible. But
yeah, I mean, we would literally be it's a jigsaw, but instead of neat edges, it's all jagged cracks. Some pieces will have broken multiple times. It's
some of it is dust.
Hal's
Yeah.
gonna say, "You could always try and set the servants on it. There's a lot of them. It might take a while, but with enough people on it, maybe. I don't know."
we would have to carry every single piece
Yeah.
outside and go
Ah.
through.
Do we know that Sam is only in this mirror? Have we looked
So
in
far,
the
yes.
mirrors?
From what I can see, it's the mirror itself. The mirror is the mirror magical?
No, the mirror is
Okay.
not magical.
So the mirror itself isn't magical, which in theory means he could appear in any mirror. But why this one?
Is it?
This is the only time I've seen him consistently, and
Is it the first
Yeah.
mirror you've been to recently?
I've been to several. This is the only one that he's appeared in.
Oriana, make an intelligence check. Okay. Alec, make an intelligence check.
At 18.
Is this the first time Oriana has seen a silver-backed glass mirror?
I don't know.
That's the question that is in Alec's
Yeah.
mind.
Okay.
Howell, how many expensive mirrors do you own?
I don't know. When you have this much, this is going to make me sound very conceited, but frankly, when you have this much money and this many rooms in a house, you don't really count. The whole point of having that much money is not having to count it.
Okay, are any of them silver-backed glass?
I frankly wouldn't know, but my mother would probably know. She's spent a lot more time here than I have.
Right. Go ask your mother if you've got any silver-backed glass mirrors. And Oriana, go look in Howell's mirrors. Look at every mirror in this house.
Okay.
Help yourselves. Sure.
I'm sorry for being rude, but I have sending messages. I
Oh,
want to send.
we are so far past being rude at this point, frankly. Seriously.
Okay. You all make your way back up. You back out of the creepy cellar. Howell, the unseen servants, put some coffee on. They also pour a lot of brandy, like very strong brandy, and a fire is lit in one of the rooms. You can see out of the window that dawn is beginning to break. It's several hours have passed. It's you have kind of gone through the night. You are all going to take one level of exhaustion. But you can sit around. Your mother is summoned, and the unseen servants let you know that Cassius is resting well in your bed. Which, if I remember rightly, is a race car.
That was at the lamp. It was an ongoing. It is like a joke.
Yeah.
I don't think Hal's bed here would be a race car bed.
Well, it's whatever he would have had as a boy, because he's not.
But race
racing
cars
carriage.
don't exist in Beirut.
Would it be
I tell you what,
dinosaur?
If you a
Like
racing carriage, if that's a thing,
racing carriage bed. Okay.
Chariot.
sure. A chariot, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, that's fine. Fair enough.
All right. And this is where we will take our break. So go and roleplay amongst yourselves for a bit. We will be back in 10 minutes or so. Farewell. And we're back. You are all sat in Howell's drawing room. A lovely, look like all collapsed onto sofas and into armchairs, drinking coffee, stronger substances. The unseen servants have begun bringing you food. Forget the fact that it's breakfast. Kind of, they have they have inquired. However, we've worked out they inquire things, like whether it's with chalkboards or what. What do you want to eat? And they will make it for you. So forget, it doesn't need to be breakfast related, just whatever you want. So, what are your comfort foods, Génie?
No, come back to me.
Okay. Cassius will resurface and come downstairs after a little while. No, he's unconscious for a bit longer, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think about how much time would have passed, but not enough.
Okay.
No, retcon that, he does. Cassius will come downstairs after about an hour of you all kind of just like regrouping. Cassius's comfort food is, ironically, given that it is breakfast time, is a stack of pancakes with just blueberries.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's very classy. That's very,
what
very
kind
classy.
of pancakes? American or French?
American pancakes.
Okay.
Which in this world are called oh god, what are the regions? 10 towns pancakes.
I was going to say, what's the most American part of
Waterdeep. It's the capitalist.
No, they could be Waterdeep pancakes then.
Yeah, Waterdeep pancakes. Thank you. Alright. Who's got a comfort food?
I don't think Alec has one.
Does Alec eat?
Alec doesn't eat really,
but
right?
This thing, no. Alec, growing up, you would have had a comfort food. And
But
given
Alec grew up in a horrible, oppressive cult.
Yes, and there will have been some foods you enjoyed eating more than others. And then when you were 17, you stopped eating entirely. So I imagine that it would be whatever your comfort food was when you were a boy.
Alec just has a loaf of bread that just isn't stale. That's the real good. No soup, just a little
bread.
Bread and like a single hash brown.
But gluten free now that you're a lich.
Again, doesn't need to eat, so it's just like he's just eating this loaf of bread.
Just to throw in a very random point, I was reading part of the Bible the other day, as I do, given what I do, and it's the bit where St. Paul talks about dietary requirements and eating habits, and he calls vegetarians people of weak faith.
Wow.
Wow, that is
good, man.
Oof.
Good man.
Anyway, carry on. What's Alex Simulacrum's comfort food?
Alex Simulacrum doesn't need to eat, so he would also eat not stale bread.
Okay, cool.
It's like a baguette, and they start one.
I think he'd go for like a soup, like a potato and leek soup, something.
So one of you has the bread, the other one has the soup.
Yeah.
Really cheap meal out.
Well, neither of us actually need to eat.
Then why don't you go for something fun to eat, where the eating is the experience, not the flavour?
Because we don't know what's fun to eat. I haven't eaten for 300 years, Génie.
I love the idea of this conversation happening across a table, and Genie's like, what are you doing? You're wasting your life. And it's like, I'm dead.
Alec is just dipping his fingers in the soup.
Howell, what's Howell's comfort food?
Howell's comfort food is salmon en croûte, because he's a fancy bitch.
Okay.
Totally valid.
Oriana?
Oriana's would probably be a floral tea. Rather than like
It's not a comfort. It's not food.
Floral tea. It's a comforting drink.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fair enough.
Génie?
But it's like a Feywild tea.
Is that good? Is that good stuff?
It's slightly hallucinogenic.
Yeah, mildly psychedelic is fine.
Ariana's just sat there like completely out of phase.
Ariana's
already
just
seeing
pops
shit,
a
it's
couple of
fine.
abs and smokes a joint, and then that's it.
Genie's
Microdosing.
Genie's comfort food is gonna be a beef Wellington with proper crunchy, crispy roast potatoes, carrots and peas on the side, with some Yorkshire puddings, of course.
The fact that you could have just said brie.
Your character is French, and their comfort food is a beef Wellington,
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
British food imaginable.
Yeah, and then maybe a bit of mash on there. Gravy, obviously, can't go without gravy.
I'm beginning to think this is just Alistair's comfort food.
It's not.
So I learned a fact about beef Wellingtons
So,
recently.
no, don't do this.
go on.
Don't do this. It's not the beef
I,
Wellington.
apparently-
I got to share a fact about vegetarians being people of weak faith. Miles can share
Oh, it's a
about
fact now, is it? Okay.
Apparently, the reason that the beef Wellington came about was because the Duke of Wellington just didn't care what he ate, so his staff would have great fun just making up ridiculous things, and he would eat them. So they were just like,
Amazing.
we'll wrap an entire joint of beef in mushroom paste, ham, and pastry, and he was like, delicious.
One with
It's
the
a
Duke
good
of
idea,
Wellington's servants really turned to the other and said, "What if we gave him a meat blunt? Let's see how he likes that."
Fucking hell.
Meat blunt.
Yeah, and the man was like, "I love it. It's great."
And then for pudding,
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go with an crumble of some kind.
The dreamlike wonder on Alistair's face right now.
Just
To be
griping
fair-
is-
Crumble slaps, so
Mm.
it's valid.
Yeah, we're gonna go for a. What season is it currently, Mr. Dungeon Master?
Oh, shut up.
Pain season.
It's probably kind
Season of Loss, baby.
No, I'm just trying to think. We started. I did actually set a date when we started, and I kept tracking it for the purposes of the recap journals. Hang on. Calendar of Harp Toss.
I was about to say a date, and then I realised that was a date in a different campaign I'm playing in.
The Calendar of Harp Toss. It is. Midsummer. Bordering on towards autumn.
Okay, so a summer berries
Yeah.
crumble would
Apple
do.
and blackcurrant.
Yeah,
Apple crumble feels like an autumn food, though.
yeah. Apple is more. We'll go with a rhubarb
Ooh.
and summer berries crumble with ice cream and custard.
Be careful that it doesn't have a soggy bottom.
Ice cream and custard.
Yeah.
I'm imagining this conversation happening like between everyone's characters, and you lot having this like really wondrous conversation about just this pure joy of food. And I can imagine Howell like looking like cutting into the salmon en croûte, watching you all like as if you're like we are in a situation, guys.
Alec is eating his like soup out of the pot it was cooked in with a ladle.
So Howell, it's at this point you notice that.
And then a chocolate mint to finish.
Nice.
Shut your mouth.
It's before 8 o'clock. No mints.
It's at this point that you
Slaps
notice
the
that
after eight out of his hand.
Cassius picks up a knife, slices through the pancakes, puts the knife down, then picks up a fork to start eating with.
He hasn't noticed the missing hand.
Hal's gonna kind of like raise the salmon en croûte on a fork to his mouth, and then slowly put it down. Like, Cassius, what happened to your hand?
Through a mouthful of pancakes, he says, Rano Phil Vashta.
There's like, Howell could easily be mistaken right now for being angry at Cassius. He's like, Howell's like glaring into this like absence of hand.
He looks over to you, meets your eyes, and says, "Don't look at me like that. It wasn't my choice to lose a hand."
No, I should imagine it wasn't. Sorry,
So,
I
if if it was Ilvastad that took your hand,
What happened?
he has the other sending stone then.
Yeah, that's why he cut off my hand. He wanted to know where you were.
Makes sense.
I told him that he could go to hell. All 9 of them. He continued to want to know where you were. I told him that he could go to as many layers of the abyss as there are. I'm not telling him because he's a dick. Then he went full kind of... I don't know. He got filled with rage and he just attacked me in a way that he's usually, I mean, he's evil, obviously, but he was always so calm and controlled. He flew into a fit of actual violent rage. When I tried to get away, when he was fighting me and I tried to get away, he noticed that I had the sending stone. I grabbed it and he pulled out his knife and cut off my hand. I ran away.
Hal's gonna, like, with his fork on the plate, like, as if he's going to get more food, he's gonna do that thing where, like, scratch the fork abruptly into it, and there's, like, a horrid kind of, like, kind of noise. And Hal's gonna, staring into the salmon recruit, say, well, just like any other person of his position, playing at being a man in finery, he's just simply revealing himself to be a monster underneath. We've had run-ins with people like that before. I'm not surprised.
But
That doesn't mean he's going to get away any easier, though.
Oh, absolutely not, and I hope not. But, like, it's nothing that a greater restoration spell can't fix.
It's just so happened.
Howell, I was a secret agent in the Harpers. This has happened before.
Sorry.
Why do you think I'm so calm about it?
Sorry, 1 second. Someone's, like, banging on my door. Just 1 second.
I thought I heard his doorbell go.
I have greater restoration prepared.
While
Never mind,
there's
okay.
a lull in conversation, I'm just gonna take the opportunity to send some sending spells.
Okay.
What did Cass say to me? Sorry about that.
He said, Howell, I was a secret agent in the Harper for years. This is not the first time this has happened to me. Why do you think I'm so calm about losing a hand?
I don't know. I suppose I always admired your collectedness, and maybe I'm a little bit of a baby about it when things like that happen to me. But it doesn't make it any easier or better.
No. But
I know you can get it fixed. I'm just frustrated.
He sighs and he looks over at you with great affection.
Hal's going to return the glance and sigh deeply as if trying to let go of a lot of the frustration. And say, look, I know you're right. I just want the right thing to be done. I just want to make it so that things like this don't keep happening. You know, things like this keep happening over and over. Just had a little bit enough of it, I suppose.
What are Alex's sending spells?
Okay, to Laurel Silverhand, I'm going to say Ranulph is working with Raedra. She wants to bring back the Nilshai. Ranulph seizing emergency powers. If you can, get out of Waterdeep. Good luck.
Okay.
To
You get a response.
Oh.
Thank you for that. What a dick. I will regroup, one word, with you later. In the meantime, stay alive. Stay alive.
Okay. To Ben, I'll send. Need to know you survived. Ranulph will want to question you. Find Lila and get out of Waterdeep if you can.
A response from Ben. Way ahead of you, dude.
Okay, good. He's alive. To Lila, we'll send Ranulph corrupt, find Ben and help him keep a low profile. Get out of Waterdeep if you can. We'll come back for you if I'm able to.
You get a
Come back for you
reply.
both.
Yeah, you get a reply. Yeah, managed to get Ben to calm down enough to get him out of Waterdeep. We're fine. Good luck.
Nice. And to Jarlaxle, I will say.
Is that a romance we've not?
No, it's how Lila signs all of her messages with a kiss.
Yeah, it's one of those people. Yeah, to Jarlaxle, I'll send Ranulph after the kids, keep them safe, find Ben and Lila if possible, try to get out of the city, keep safe and good luck.
You get a response. Listen very carefully. I shall say this via sending only once.
Motherfucker!
What would you like me to do with the jar of ashes, please?
Okay, using my last spell slot, so hope he knows how important this is. Keep it safe. Don't lose it. Will collect it if possible. Might need it long term. How many was that?
16
Okay.
or 21, one of.
Yeah. I
I
don't
think
actually
it's-
don't actually have anything else to say.
Okay, you get a reply. Listen very carefully.
For fuck's
I
sake,
shall
Joel
say this
Axel.
via the sending spell only once. Okay.
Okay. I have no sponsors.
Oh, if anything bad ever happens to Joel Axel, I'm gonna fucking retire from this campaign, Dan.
Oh, then he says, I will meet you at... You didn't say where, did you?
No, I didn't tell him where we were.
It says, I will meet you dressed as a used chariot salesman
That's it.
at... Oh. That's...
Well, we might be getting a visit from a used chariot salesman, guys.
Did he say where? Someone's getting
Someone.
a used chariot salesman.
Well,
Charles Axel assumes that you're at the safe house.
Oh, of course.
yeah, I probably should have had like.
A quick question. You have to answer honestly. Did you bring the cuckoo clock with you?
I definitely didn't pick it up.
I think we did. To be
Because
fair,
it was an impulse. Oh fuck, Kazir's doing shit.
Yeah,
through it
that's
all.
the
we
thing.
would
went
have
with
left
Kazir.
it with Génie.
Yeah.
But did Génie bring it with him?
Think very carefully about your next word, Master.
So, bearing in mind I wasn't there at the previous session, so it was a long time. Alistair may have forgotten about the clock,
So
but
no.
I feel like Génie is the kind of
Okay.
person who
Génie-
would have taken it.
Make an
It-
intelligence check to see if Génie would have remembered to pick up the clock.
Uncle Thomas is going to get up and we're going to be like, cool, glad you've recovered from all the shadow travel. We need you to go back for the fucking clock.
Is it a saving throw or
Check.
okay?
It's not the face of a man who rolled high.
Says you.
I just have a very inscrutable face.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
It's a single figure.
So no.
It's an 8.
No.
It matches my intelligence score. Does that mean it's like doubled?
Génie didn't think to pick up the clock.
Just out of
I mean,
interest,
Thomas was also there.
He's unconscious.
he definitely didn't think to pick up. the
Definitely didn't pick the clock.
clock.
Yeah.
Now that we've realised that, can I finish my? I'll get halfway through my meal, and I'm gonna realise that Génie had greater restoration prepared. as he always does. 'Cause then he's gonna go up and ask for Cassius's.
Is it Greater Restoration?
What?
Yeah.
You said it now.
I know, but I'm thinking it might not be.
It's too late. I've
There
already
is
removed
there is
time.
one that lets you.
I think it might be
I don't-
Regenerate.
Yeah.
I love that Alice is telling the DM, no, it's too late, I'm doing it.
I
no,
cast
it's not.
restoration on his hand.
It's Regenerate.
Yeah, done.
Yeah,
Which
because
is-
regenerate's a druid spell.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's on the cleric spell list.
Yeah, it's a 7th level cleric spell. Can you cast those yet?
No.
No.
Never mind.
We can find someone, it's fine.
I'll build him a new one. Give me. How long does it take to build a mechanical arm, Dan?
I already
Howell,
did
you
like
would
all the
you would know
diamonds
that
and
there are
everything.
various spell scrolls, and you could go and have a quick look in your huge library to see if there is a spell scroll of
Yeah, I
Regenerate.
mean, that's Howell absolutely do that for our boy Cassius.
You can go off and just be muttering to yourself for 15 minutes while you.
Howell's gonna strop
Which
off.
hand was it?
It's his left hand.
I have a left penguin flipper.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
So for those of you who didn't watch our Game Blast game last year,
Howell is going to get up and stride away, muttering to himself like, "Oh, bring it back with a regenerate with a great restoration spell."
while Howell is out of the room, I just lean into Cassius and be like, "Don't mention his dead patron,
Why not?
because otherwise, his entire mental faculties might unravel and he might kill us all."
Why?
A wizard
Hal
did
went
it.
a bit psycho
It was
when
sicko
he
mode,
realised
thank
that
you.
Silshard was dead. Hal can't access his warlock powers if he knows that Silshard is dead. Currently, Hal thinks that Silshard is just banished to the Shadow Dimension.
He's gone to the farm.
Yeah,
the
he's
farm
just
in
gone
the
to the
sky.
farm.
You've convinced your friend, you have gaslit your friend into believing that his twin brother, for all intents and purposes, is alive and well, so that you can continue to use his warlock powers. To your end.
Gaslit implies we did it with psychological manipulation.
Yeah.
What I did was much more unethical.
It's not just to use his powers, it is to keep him sane and a healthy being. It is more than just his powers. It is
The idea being that
Would
by the
you
time
rather-
he realizes we can fix it.
Yeah.
How
Would you rather
dare
a
you
sane
abuse-
Howl or a crazy murder hobo Howl?
That's a very good point.
You're doing me an injustice. guys.
Exactly.
Alright, I won't mention Silshard. At which point Howell walks back in the room with a spell scroll of Regenerate. What's your passive perception?
Me? Sure. It is 11.
Okay, you would have just
And-
heard the word Silshard.
Can I cover it up by saying, and the secret to a good beef Wellington is getting the mushrooms on the inside of the pastry.
And it's don't, or else you'll char it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping that the cover story you were going to come up with, Alistair, was like we were telling Cassius a story of one of our many adventures that Silshard happened to play as you. No, just beef Wellington chat.
Alright, Génie, you may attempt to cast Regenerate if you wish.
I can.
Yes, because you're casting it from a spell scroll, you need to make a skill check with your spellcasting ability, and you need to roll a 17 or higher.
I think
assume-
if you can cast, it might be if you can cast spells of that level, you don't need to, or is it if you
Well,
can
can't
cast
7th level
spells?
I can cast spells.
You can't cast 7th level cleric spells.
I can cast 7th level spells. I don't have access to 7th level spells.
Yeah.
I can cast a spell at 7th level, but I can't cast a 7th
Okay,
level
so
spell.
you have 7th level spell slots. So
Yes.
let's just have a quick look at how a spell scroll works.
It says if it's
higher
on
than
your
you can normally cast.
No.
So no, you can because you have spell scrolls of you have access to 7th level spell slots, so you can normally cast 7th level spells. My rule with the spell lists is just that if it isn't on your spell list, you've got no clue what kind of scroll this is and therefore can't cast it. Aside from that, you can read whatever it is. That's the only thing I do with spell, which is actually the actual proper rule.
My rule is the game rule. They
Yes,
copied
my
off
rule
me.
is to play rules as written.
Oh, well, I've got some great news for you about the medicine skill.
Yeah. All right. You need to. No, so you don't need to make a check. You can just cast it.
I use up my 7th, 11th spell slot.
You don't use a spell slot when you cast from a scroll.
Nope.
That's the advantage of using a scroll.
Okay.
The scroll crumbles to dust.
I assume that was the only one that I
Yes.
found in the library. How's it go? Well,
Well, you probably found one and thought, yes, this is it. You didn't check after that.
I mean, the
You
rest
got
of
to
them were
REG.
sketchy.
And
It's a
didn't
very
check
organized
what-
library.
I like to think that Howell keeps all of his spell scrolls in like Pokemon card folders.
How like
You just,
goes through the
flip
folder,
over and, like-
takes it out of its sleeve,
Yeah.
like.
So there's
Oh,
probably
it's a-
duplicates then.
It's a first edition. Very
Um,
nice.
So the target's severed body members, if any, are restored after 2 minutes.
So it takes 2 minutes regenerating, I assume.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does he grow a little creepy baby hand in the meantime?
A horrible like.
No, it doesn't grow with skin on. It's like the bones reappear, and then the muscles and the tendons and the flesh and the veins, and then finally the skin. And then you just see each nail pop on one at a time.
Oh,
Metal.
you're gruesome, Dan.
Love it.
It takes like 2 minutes, so you get a real good look.
Mm.
Howl's going to.
I want to do that again.
I think Howell's seen enough kind of gross stuff. So's Cassius, but I wonder if this is like Alex Simulacrum sees that and throws up.
Although Alex Simulacrum has like seen all the things Alec has seen, so
True.
Alex seen some pretty grim shit.
Yeah.
Although your mother, on the other hand, she in the room with us.
She has decided that this is a good time for her to take a very good interest in what's outside.
Okay,
Um,
so what's the
Yeah.
plan?
I suppose that's a
Well,
good.
Step 1. Work out what the actor do.
Well, I mean, Lord Ilvaster's a wanted criminal, surely now. I mean, he's just brought down meteors onto Waterdeep. I don't suppose anyone can be sporting his rule now, surely.
He is a wanted criminal in the top seat of Waterdeep. I do not think that is a position that brings along the word criminal. Criminal.
Well, it depends on if word has gotten out that it was Ranulf that brought the meteors down.
Who are we kidding? He's definitely blamed it on us.
Also, all it takes is 50% of the Master Lords to think it's us. Like, if he can get through that emergency power measure, then he is the Waterdeep government.
I am the Senate.
I wasn't actually making that reference.
Well, hey,
The
I mean,
reference that we picked up on, so
I
Turns out I'm
Used-
always thinking about Sheev.
my boy Sheev. I suppose we could consider now the fact that Amartia Morden might well potentially be a new ally. I mean, she was there. She was.
She's dead, Howell!
he is very much dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
I
she took a
almost was as well, so I'm not in the quick mood to go back to Waterdeep anytime soon.
Yes,
Well-
I think we all need to rest.
Ranulf Ilvaster isn't really our problem right now. I mean, we have to deal with the possible interdimensional invasion by powerful entities supported by the Queen of Cormyr It's like Ranulph Ilvaster. Sure, he can cast 9th level spells, but he is at best a child holding a loaded gun. Yes, technically very dangerous, but not really a priority.
Just only a master of time until he does more damage to himself than somebody else.
I think it's a fair point, though I don't much like the idea of a lunatic like that running around Waterdeep, let alone being in charge of it. That said, you're right that what were they called? We overheard Raedra talking about them.
The Nilshai.
Nilshai. I suppose we need to find out what's going on, what they are, or more about them at least. If we do anything against Raedra, is that not going to be seen as an act of some kind of war?
We can't explicitly go after her without risking war. We could try and find her dearly departed lover, but he's not dead.
Also, I don't think they're lovers anymore. So
Yeah.
Who was they going to go to war with? We have already been deposed from Waterdeep. We are not connected to Waterdeep from their
It's
eyes.
an excuse for Raedra to do something like that, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she would, but if Raedra needed any excuse to consolidate her power, look, we know that she was using Lord Ilvaster, it seems like, and from what we heard, it seems like he's outlived his usefulness. It
Such
would
as
only...
why I do not think us going and fighting her would cause too much issue in Waterdeep. I mean, I think Ilvaster would probably do the same if he's already been pissed off with her.
Right, but then if Raedra successfully fights back, she's got nothing she has any interest in Waterdeep anymore. She'd be consolidating her power to take over the place. I don't particularly want to set in motion the chain of events that leads to a full-scale invasion of the place where we did live previously. Not that, again, that would happen, but it's definitely an option. We don't want to give her the excuse. And I can't help but think that we have the leader of the Zentarum asleep upstairs. If there were any group that could neutrally deal with a political threat, then that's something. Though I don't think that's something we should personally maybe weigh in on.
I was going to say, are you about to imply we get the most powerful criminal network in Faerun to assassinate the leader of Cormyr?
I mean,
What about
It's
assassinating
better
the
than-
leader of Waterdeep?
or both. But I more think that if the Zentarum decide to do that, then hey, that's their prerogative. But I think this whole Nilshai situation is probably where we need to go next. And I guess Auburn Crown Silver might be the way to get closer to that, maybe?
She did say that was our only hope to stop. I mean, I don't know if we should, but she didn't think we could hear her, so she wasn't like trying to mislead us.
Whatever Auburn has, whatever what was it, that book that Bryn
Book of
had?
Tarkamus.
If it was that important to... It sounds about right. If it's that important to Queen Raedra, then there's clearly something about it that'd be useful for us to get our hands on. Or maybe if we were to find it, that'd be delivering it straight into her hands.
Well, she said that the only way to stop what was going to happen would be to find the book, and you would never do that.
We need the book.
It means we need to find Bryn.
Which
Is it-
scrying won't work because if it did, she would have found him by now.
What if we ask the gods?
If whatever Raedra was trying
We
to do could
do
be
that?
stopped by the book, then why would Raedra be looking for it? Or to destroy it? Right.
To stop
okay.
us.
Yeah, just stop anyone else having it.
I could.
Okay.
The note that you found in the library also said that the book contained a kind of power that Bryn wasn't prepared to let Raedra have. And that's why he took the book and pretended to be dead, or at least didn't return.
My fear
Yeah.
is if we found the book, then we'd be doing the work of finding Bryn for Queen Raedra. She can find us a lot easier than she can evidently find him.
But she's not looking. She doesn't care about us. How? Like, she doesn't see us as a threat.
What do
Do you-
we what if we
Absolutely
find the
not a
book
threat.
and destroy it?
At the library, you prove that you are a complete non-entity to her.
We could find the book and destroy it.
Oh, but we need the book to stop the Nilshai. We can destroy it afterwards, fine. But
Okay, so if we were to ask my deity 3 questions and receive a yes or no answer, what would we be asking? Where
I
is
forgot you had that power.
yeah, I mean, yes or no question is very limited.
Is it yes
As
or
a
no,
co-
or is it a short sentence?
You can contact your deity and ask the 3 questions that can be answered yes or no. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as an answer if the question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge.
So it's yes, no, or maybe.
In a case where one word answer could be misleading or contrary to the deity's interest, the GM might offer a short phrase as an answer instead. So, it's up to you.
I prefer to do short phrases, except where you ask a absolute yes or no question.
What city is Auburn Crown Silver currently in?
Is it possible for us to find him? Because there's no point going into it and putting all that effort in and wasting that time if it isn't possible for us to find him.
Surely anything's possible.
Narrow it down to given our current. Oh no, I would say given our current resources, but it could be that we need to find something in order to find him.
Also, our
Are
current
we
resources
able to
is
find
beyond
Auburn?
no spell slots, so
We need to rest first. But if we do this now and then can do it again tomorrow and have no chance of not getting an answer.
It's worth a shot.
So 3 questions.
Well, we haven't decided yet. So if we go with, are we able to find Bryn? Is it?
does it
Bryn?
have to be questions about things that are current, or can it be questions about things that will
You can ask
happen?
any question, and if the deity knows the answer, they will answer the question.
What's your deity the god of?
I wouldn't
Génie?
plan like all 3 questions, because you might want to respond to. You might want to change your
Yeah.
questions depending on the answer to them. So pick the first one and then decide whether or not to cast a spell.
My god is Sheila Beriol.
I mean-
Let's. How do we take down Ranulph? Are we able to find Bryn? And do we need the book? What do we do with the book? Or
I assume we'll be able to find out what we do with the book once we have it. Like, if there's just
Yeah.
there's a spell in it that says "Stop Nilshai." It's 5th level. Evocation.
okay, we'll go with those 2 first, and then on the
Are
fly
we
think of a third.
are we able to stop to find Bryn, and what do we do to stop Ranulph?
Okay.
Can't
Yeah.
help but that second one's not a yes or no question.
Yeah, so we'll go with those 2 first.
All right. What are you at? Okay, you cast a spell. What's your first question?
How do we stop Ranulph? Oh, mighty God.
Unclear.
Are
Tried a
we able-
referendum.
Democratically.
How do we find Bryn? Or, but like his specific name.
Or Bryn Crown Silver.
That's his name.
Unclear. So you've asked, how do we stop Ranulph? Unclear. How do we find Bryn? Unclear.
Where
What
do
if
we
we-
go from it?
What if we go with like He disappeared from the library of Tarkamos. So what if we go like, is he still in the Sword Coast? That only narrows it down to a huge geographical area.
Is he still on this plane?
But I'm trying to be like,
Yeah.
because if we get a yes to my one, that does narrow it down quite severely. If we get a no to that, yes, it still leaves a huge number of options. But if we get a yes or no to is he still on this plane, we don't know what plane he's on.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with your question then.
So, is he still in the Sword Coast?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so we know
What's that?
He's not on the Sword Coast.
we know he's not. So he could still be in Cormit. Well, could be back in Cormit. Could be in any other plane of the multiverse.
Yeah, you're really no closer than you were 5 minutes ago. But okay.
Yeah.
Well, 10 minutes ago, because I'm ritually casting it.
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow. Can you ritually cast it again?
Yeah.
Right.
Can we just do it again?
Yeah.
So
Good stuff.
if you cast two or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get no answer, and you make this roll in secret. So I could do it now, or if I wait a long rest, then there's no.
Well,
Negative.
if you cast it again ritually now, either you ask a question and you get no response, or you ask a question and you get answers. And there's a 3 in 4 chance that you'll get answers.
Let's go. Okay, let's go for it again now.
Okay.
What are we asking?
I will see if you get an answer. What's your first question?
We could ask what plane he's on. Because that can still only give us, you could still only get a one-word
Yeah.
response. But
You get
That-
a short phrase if one word is not. If I will give you a short phrase if you don't ask a yes or no question and the deity knows the answer.
okay. But
So you asked how do I find Bryn? Unclear. How do I stop Ranulph? Unclear.
And
Or
Can
who or what or where?
why?
There are other imperative questions.
I feel like if we
what
ask
can
who
help us
stop
find
Ranulph-
Bryn? Yeah,
Yeah.
who can stop Ranulph?
Let's go with that one. What can help us find Bryn?
A map.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Where do we find that map?
Can I ask a genuine question? Because this might just not have crossed your mind. Why have you not asked where is Bryn?
We're stupid.
Because
Where
we're
is-
idiots, Dad.
Where is Bryn?
Ever meet?
For
Hooray.
fuck's sake. Could have solved all this trouble.
I was like, why are they not asking that?
Because
I
we're
will be
idiots,
kind.
Dan.
It's 9:30. It's been a long day. I will ask.
if you ever need any indication that D&D parties are just idiots,
Well, one
Bryn-
question
just
left. You've got
asked
one
where he
question
was.
left.
So
One
I'm
question left.
suggesting, will Bryn help us take down Ranulph?
I mean, that's probably. I'm not sure about Ranulph, but it will probably help us take down Raedra.
I feel like
We
that's
need to
gonna
know where the map to Evermeet is.
Can't you only be shown? Can't you only be taken to Evermeet by someone who's been there before? Isn't it one of those?
Yeah.
And we do know someone who's been to Evermeet before.
Laurel.
Laurel.
That's a good point.
So what's our last question? Will Bryn help us?
What's the weather
We
like?
free Sam from the mirror.
Yeah,
Let's go with the Sam question.
I would even attempt to ask, mind you, I was going to say you could ask, can we get Sam out of the mirror? Because the sad answer might be no. But
Sam's not in the mirror.
yeah,
Well,
Where
did
do
we
find
determine that he? Did we determine if you have any other silverbacked mirrors?
That's a good point.
There is one full-length silverback mirror in one of the dressing rooms upstairs.
Oriana probably would have immediately gone to it
Okay.
as soon as
Well,
they said to test it, but
let's pretend that
Yeah.
that's happening now then. So let's do that, and then we'll come back to the last question.
Other than in a mirror, where do we find Sam?
He's in the room with you.
The ghost is.
He's in the ring, isn't he?
Who was phone?
What does the ring look like?
It's the body of Sam, but he's like
The little bloke in a circle.
oh, he's just hugging your finger.
it's a silver ring with golden like leaf iconography, and it has a singular gemstone.
Does
A
it say
cracked
here?
Oh my god, is
topaz.
it a fucking ring of
It's a
mine?
little bit shard.
What does it say?
And
Here lies
worn.
Sam. On the inside.
So, was Sam holding or wearing the ring when he died?
Probably wearing it because they would have given each other the rings, and then kaboom.
I think you were clasping hands at the moment
Yeah.
of Kaboom. So when you came to, you had the rings. But
Oriana went to retrieve Sam's ring.
Oh,
She only
yes,
had her
yeah.
own.
Oriana, I'm going to ask something very personal. May I cast Identify on your engagement rings?
Go for it.
Okay.
They're onion
She'll
rings.
tentatively give the rings.
You cast Identify on the rings. Oriana's ring is a regular ring. It is not magical in any way. Sam's, the ring itself is regular and is not magical in any way. The gemstone is a king's tear.
Holy shit! Oh my
Unknown
god.
King's tear.
Okay.
Sam, okay.
Nobody else. Only Alec knows this.
What's inside it? Can I?
I
Because
can
before
see
I
inside the
yeah.
rings.
yeah, before I use Detect Thoughts to do it, can I?
Yep. Do you want to do that?
I would, yes.
Sam's soul is inside the ring.
Hello there.
As is another soul underneath Sam's soul.
What?
It seems that Sam's has been overwritten to the memory that's in the ring. The original memory, which may still be there, pertains to secret information to avert the certain destruction of the world by the Nilshai.
Oh my god.
Why? How?
I am holding in my hand the solution to, well, two of our problems. Not all of them.
At which point your hands get a bit sweaty and it slips and you're like,
She's immediately snatching it as soon as he like almost drops it. She's like, no.
Yeah,
It's the part where
Alec
Dan's
does-
like a bird flies through and takes it.
a rock falls from the sky.
magpie.
So, follow-up question: how do we get the soul out of the king's tear?
What do we do with the soul?
If
What
only
goes
there was someone with us who knew a thing or two about getting souls into new bodies.
So, what you know about King's Tears is that the soul, portion of soul or memory that is implanted in them, is implanted in them until such a time as the King's Tear is crushed, at which point its contents are released once and once only.
So if we
Hence why, like,
Crush.
when Oriana crushed the tear to get the location of the library, Oriana learnt that location, the ring was destroyed, that information can never be released again. Oriana is free to tell anyone, but you can't like go back to that King's Tear and someone else break
Yeah.
it. It's one-time use.
So if we crushed it, Sam's soul would be released, but like he doesn't have a body.
Yeah, so the
The
you,
other problem.
The soul isn't released. The soul imparts what it knows and is destroyed.
on? The soul is used up.
Ah. can you get the soul out of the King's Tier and put it in a body?
No one has ever attempted such a thing.
Well, I like the sound
Trinkets
of
I
that.
can try it with.
I mean,
We have how many?
Bodies or souls?
I
I was-
I have 3 I'm
I was-
willing to spare.
I was launching into grave robbing territory.
I would like to, as DM, make Oriana realise something. You have been carrying Sam around with you in that ring since the day of the explosion. You are aware, given his reflection in the mirror, that it's possible that he has heard and seen everything since that day.
What did you
He's
do?
gonna have seen some bad shit.
He has seen you become a bounty hunter, travel to Barovia, everything that happened in Barovia,
If
knows
that
when
was
you
just
got-
traumatic.
and when you got back, and he has seen you make a family for yourself with friends and then begin to lose it all.
You also definitely saw any time when you ate food off the ground.
Anytime you scratched yourself and you thought no one was looking.
That means he saw Oriana's pathetic attempt at flirting with Lyra. Oriana's probably just gonna kind of just sit down a little bit, like far off there, just trying to process this, the fact that Sam has been with her the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need a body without a soul in it. Right?
Everyone turns to look at Howell.
Hal's like, what?
I mean, we all know the one body without a soul, and he just said we need a body without a soul.
Yeah, I don't think we should put Oriana's fiance's soul in my body. That
Good
feels
What
like
about the secret simulacrum?
he's not a real boy. You get that, right?
Okay.
He's a version of he's a photocopy of me made with snow and ice.
He waves.
I know you're in the room and it's rude to talk about you like this, but like he is.
He's not here.
There's no way to make me say this that doesn't sound like a psychopath. But can you just explain? Yeah, I'm basically a robot butler that wears Alex's face. He needed someone to talk to and to bounce ideas off of, so he picked himself.
This
Remind
is
people what the simulacrum is made out of.
They're made of made of snow and ice. So
I was one once as well, so
he made himself a snowman and put his face on it, and he talks to it. He's crazy.
How's Oriana doing?
Having a breakdown, I think.
not very well. She was already on the border of having a complete breakdown
Is it
because
at
she
this
thought
point-
she was going mad, hallucinating.
It's at this point then that Howell's mother will inform you of the location of the full-length silverback mirror.
She's legging it.
the moment Oriana.
Chair skidding across the floor. She's out.
All right.
Full pelt.
You head upstairs and into one of the guest bedrooms and into a walk-in wardrobe that has a full-length mirror. And when you get in there, you can see standing in the reflection Sam, full body, not just half a body this time as in the reflection, but full body. I want
God.
to see art of this, by the way, just
Okay.
saying.
I mean, I'm already doodling other shit, but yeah, I can do that.
I'm hoping it's the beef Wellington meal that I created.
You see Sam.
That's what you meant by unlocking the ring.
He nods.
I don't know if I have the skill to do that yet, to take your soul out and put it into a body.
He shakes his head. Like, very gently.
I have a... It's not the most moral thing, but I have other souls I can try with.
He, like, keeps gently shaking his head.
Not possible, huh? Shit. Are you able to access the information that is in the King's Tier, given that you're in it? I'm going to teach you sign language so that we can still communicate, because I am not losing you again.
He chuckles in kind of a slightly resigned way and kind of just throws up his arms in like the kind of you win.
Can you try breathing on the mirror and then like writing in the condensation?
That's what I really wanted to suggest earlier, but it wasn't there.
Try it, because he might be able to write on the other side.
She's gonna give that a try. Just to see, and like kind of like draw one half of a heart, just kind of like, can you draw the other half?
So Oriana walks up to the mirror, and Sam, the closer you get, the more real Sam appears to be. And this time you look down at the ring, and you can see that the ring is kind of reflecting a silvery light, as you know, light in this room is bouncing off the mirror and hitting the ring, or the ring is creating the light in this room, one of, but the ring is certainly responding to the silver-backed mirror. You get close and the streaks on the glass begin to fade away and the dust of this room, and Sam is there, stood in front of you as if really there. And you lean forward and just breathe gently on this mirror to create some condensation, and you draw one half of a love heart. He reaches up his finger and draws the other half, and it appears but on the other side of the condensation.
Nice.
And he just puts his hand against the glass.
She's gonna put hers against his in a heartbeat.
You're touching glass. He's not really there, but you're now closer. You now realise that you have always been this close, but you are now closer than you're as close to him as the day that the explosion took place.
We at least have an action plan now. Guess I better go tell my life story then. And you're coming along for the ride, as if you've ever had a choice in that.
He laughs. You can see that he's laughing he's very relieved, and he is laughing kind of with relief as well, and you can see that he's crying.
Oriana wouldn't have noticed it, but she is also crying.
Yeah.
Cool.
He does then, however, reach into his pocket and pull out of his pocket a tattered and charred piece of blue fabric, the blue of his wizard robe, with an emblem on it. And that emblem matches the emblem that you saw in the court of Queen Raedra, that all of the wizards were wearing.
Is Sam
I'm gonna cry if they're twins.
Wouldn't be the first time we've had twins in this
Or-
campaign.
So you were one of the wizards that worked for that faction, sect,
Family.
family. Cool. So that would be a good point to start. See if we can figure out more on that end. Cool. Well, let's go get an action plan now that we know how to do stuff. Nice.
Okay.
She'll compose herself a bit before going back to the others.
Mhm. By the time you get downstairs, Thomas has regained consciousness and has joined you all as well.
Alec is just still randomly listing creatures that he thinks or suspects don't have souls.
And you see Thomas is like wearing dark glasses and drinking black coffee. And he just goes, Mr. Victus, would you kindly shut up or rip out your own tongue? One of. I don't care. Just be quiet.
Flesh golem. Simulacrum.
Howell's going to turn to Uncle Thomas and
Lich.
say, Uncle, let him do his thing.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
He says, oh, look, it's Oriana. You think he actually meant to have some like emotion in his voice, but he's just so hungover that he can't.
Shadow magic, not even once.
Does Oriana look like she's been crying?
Probably. She's kind of like in between, like really fucking sad, mentally drained, but also ecstatic at the same time.
And obviously, because Oriana knew, then Alec has explained what that was. Then, right?
Yeah, I would have explained to the others that Sam's soul is in the King's Tier, which is in the ring. And that's why Oriana's running off to find the mirror.
Howell is going to try to give as empathetic a look as he can to Oriana and say, for what it's worth, and I hope I don't make things worse by saying this, I think Sam probably would be very proud of the person you've become and everything you've done.
I wouldn't say everything, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you. I have good news and bad news.
Oh,
Well,
joy, says Thomas.
Let us start
Bad
with the bad
news.
news.
We can't get Sam out of the King's Tier. That isn't going to work. The good news, Sam can access the knowledge in the King's Tier. And I can communicate with him. Or at least I can teach him sign language and we can write shit. So
At
we
least
can
that
get that
means-
knowledge.
It means you do not have to say goodbye to Sam yet.
Precisely. So we can preserve the King's Tier. And we're the only ones with that knowledge. So nobody else is going to get to it.
And that information can't leave this room. We can't let anyone else know that Sam's there.
What about, like, Laurel? About,
As much as I trust Laurel, this information
nobody
is too
can know.
dear. I would rather die than tell anybody else.
I just look from Oriana to Thomas. Like, the look of, you trust him?
Unfortunately, yes. Because
He
he's an
says-
untrustworthy person. I can trust him to be untrustworthy.
He says, Mr. Victus, if it hasn't escaped your notice, I'm family.
Yeah, I know. I've met other family.
Either way, we can figure out the knowledge that we need to stop the Nilshai. It might take a little bit of time, but we can spend that time trying to get to Evermeet.
I'm going to, for the sake of convenience, I'm going to say that in time that since Thomas has come downstairs, you have filled him in on everything that has happened and everything that you believe he needs to know, including Evermeet, the Nilshai, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we perhaps start by taking a rest?
Absolutely.
We've had a long day.
I think this revelation regarding Sam, and I'm very happy for you, by the way, Oriana, is a gigantic leg up from where we were about a half hour ago. I think a rest would be very well deserved at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Agreed.
have the location of Bryn, who has the information we need to defeat the Nilshai potentially. We also have the
He
location of
has
other
the book.
information. Yeah.
We have another way.
I imagine the information will be just based on my previous experience with saving the world. The book will need the information so we know how to use it, and the information without the book will be used. Just because there's this weird tendency when we save the world that pieces of information we learn from different sources come together to form cohesive plans. It's very impressive that the universe has this ability to plan stories like this.
You really couldn't write this shit.
Yeah. So I imagine that the information that's in the King's tier is information on how to use the book. And weirdly enough, I think if it wasn't, the universe may still change it to be now that's the case. Because sometimes the universe likes ideas that we give it better than the ideas it created
Alec, you're
itself.
giving the universe ideas. Stop.
Alec, both nostrils bleeding.
Well,
On
maybe.
that note, halfway through Alec reciting all of that, you all begin to go up to bed, like leaving Alec kind of just talking to himself. Even the simulacrum goes up to bed in that time. You all depart off to bed. Alec, you are left alone in a room with Thomas Blackwood, who says to you, "If you don't mind, Mr. Victus, I'll take my nap here."
Cool. I'm also going to bed.
He, as you turn to go, he says, "Mr. Victus, Alec."
Thomas.
He takes the glasses off and you can see that he's got like blood red eyes, like really heavily bloodshot eyes, and that there are like the veins under his eyes, the nerve endings and the veins are black, and it's beginning to kind of recede a bit, but kind of he looks very weary, very weak. He says, "Faerun and possibly Adavar and other worlds will be destroyed if the Nilshai are ever released from their prison. I don't need, therefore, to tell you more of the risks that would be involved if there was information that you needed in that ring that you couldn't get any way other than smashing that gem. There may come a day when you need to be braver than your friends. There may come a day when you need to betray your friends to save the world.
Hide the ring.
Thomas, I've died for those people multiple times. I'm pretty sure I can figure a way that we can get Sam's soul out of the ring without destroying it forever.
You're smarter than that, Mr. Victus. You know that that will never happen. And you know that one day, Oriana, as wonderful and talented as she is, will not have the strength to part with Sam's soul, even if it means saving the world. The King's Tears are a one-way creation. That's why they're so rare. If you find another way, you find another way. But I think you know as well as I do that there's always a chance it won't be enough. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to say anything. But remember that sometimes fool's errands are just that. Ultimately, yes, it is family that matters, but not at the expense of the whole world. ask Howell about that.
You know, it's funny. You're not related by blood, but I think you and Keaton would have gotten on. I just walk off.
Okay.
And then I go and tell my simulacrum to go do some research.
Yeah, get his ass.
All right, you set the simulacrum. So the simulacrum is like just about to go to bed, and you say in that library, research.
You don't need to sleep. We've established this.
He likes
He sighs. He's like, oh.
likes to feel normal.
Look, I know, I get that we just had the thing about how I'm actually like your snow butler, but could you at least pretend to treat me like an equal? Simulacrum's gonna unionize.
And with that, we will finish our session today.
Oh boy.
How are we all doing?
Ew.
Do we level up?
Yes, you do.
Really?
Yes.
It's been nearly a year.
This is
Level 16.
you
level
are,
16.
You are now level 16. I would encourage you to hold off doing the actual level up until I send you all some messages a little later.
Okay.
Because I've never DM'd for characters at 16th level before, and I want to check that you're not going to break me.
Let me just check the full list of 8th level spells for you, Dan.
Oh, you've successfully declawed my character at the moment.
I
so
mean, it's
thankfully
only an
don't worry about
ASI for me, so.
So, aside from leveling
I
up,
don't even know what it is for me.
how are we all doing?
Oh boy,
We
I
Gucci.
did when Tony sent you their backstory, did they write Sam's soul is in a king's tier and then they just forgot about it?
King's tiers are not mentioned in the backstory. All that's mentioned is the ring, and at one point Tony described the ring and said it had a gemstone in it. And also one of the ideas for Oriana's backstory, like to investigate, was how did Oriana get the power to put souls in rings?
Yeah.
So I kind of put 2 and 2 together and was like, okay, Sam's soul's going to be in that. And then when I discovered the King's Tears while researching to write this arc, I decided that Sam had something to do with the King's Tears. And so wove him into this back narrative about Raedra and the Nilshai and an order of wizards and so on, to give Oriana a King's Tier.
Woo.
Which also explains why someone wanted him killed, because he knew things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we just need to figure out who. I can't imagine who would want to kill people who knew things and would also try and kill us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who could do it?
Does anyone else get the sneaking suspicion, though, that Thomas might be right?
No,
I think it's in our business to prove him wrong.
Yeah. He just told me it was impossible, and as a wizard and an egomaniac, apparently, it's he's challenged me.
You know that one
It's not
rant?
saying
Good, because what I will tell you this now for free. Thomas isn't lying. There is, as it stands, no way to do what you intend to do. If you can come up
As
and
it
convince
stands.
me with a way to do it, then it will be done.
I have already thought of one way that is a real long shot, but it's kind of like if it works, the logic works.
If you want to try and do it, try and do it. But that is a challenge to you as much as it's a challenge to your characters. Is like, as it stands, it is not possible to save Sam's soul and the information in the King's Tier. You need to figure it out. If you
By your wording,
okay, yeah. So
you
can
said
figure
that
it out.
Sam can access
He
the
can.
memories in the King's Tier.
Yeah, he can.
Oriana can teach him sign language.
Yep.
She can just write on the
Knowledge.
condensation.
yeah, all your
What
when you
happens
say
what happens when that information is communicated?
That's true.
when you say that it's impossible, all you're doing is challenging me to invent a solution.
Also,
And
the idea that Bryn is Sam's twin brother, like, Yes, like I really wish that had been something I thought of because that's fantastic. But
Yes,
I wouldn't
but
have
also
been able to
no.
do it. This is the thing. Like I was like, where on earth are they going to encounter a silverback mirror? They'd find one in Castle Waterdeep. They'd find one in like Blackwood Manor. But like, so I was like, oh, they're in Castle Waterdeep. I'll show them a silverback mirror. Kind of thing. But had it, like, I would have loved it that if you'd have met Bryn, I'd have been smart enough to be like, you see Sam. Like, that would have been brilliant, but I'm not that clever.
So
There have to be a reincarnation because Sam died 80 years ago. So Bryn would be old.
Elf.
If he was Sam.
The line
Yeah,
of
that's true.
thinking of
Sam was human, though.
Oh, true.
Sam being
Half
destroyed
Fraternal twins!
Sam being destroyed when using the information from that King's Tier, though, is dependent on the idea that Sam's soul is consumed as part of that process, right? It's gone, it's used up.
Yeah.
So what you're really saying to us is that we need to work out a way for Sam to be able to exist without a soul.
Yes.
So there's
Don't
definitely...
spoiler this now, because you're going to need to reflect on it, and you're going to need to reflect on whether or not you want to tell me what you're doing,
Okay.
or just kind of be like, I'm going grave digging, and I not know why. It's the thing.
I mean, yeah, Alex got like 15 ideas,
I would
and
very
he's
much-
just going to run through them all until one of them works.
Well, I would very much like you to surprise me by you four can discuss it, set up your own group chat or your own stream.
We already
You
have.
already have.
Oh,
Wait,
quite sure.
so far ahead of you.
Discuss how you might do it. Please don't tell me, because I would like to be surprised by your creativity.
What is the group chat called? Hang on.
It's
I mean,
Because it has a really funny name.
It's,
Right
Slash
now,
red
Alec
thread
has
slash conspiracy
two
board.
ways that he could probably solve this whole problem.
Well, great. Talk about them.
And they
Discuss
will
them amongst
completely
yourselves.
destroy and derail the fabric of the universe doing them, but...
I would expect nothing less. But in terms of derailing things, I'm going to derail this discussion by suggesting that it's late and we should all go to bed, like our in-game selves. So there is this Sunday at an indeterminate time, I think 8 PM on twitch.tv/gamingcurate. This is Sunday the 5th of February. Alistair, Tony and I, along with Jay, Jono and a few others, will be streaming some D&D set in Adavar, the continuation of their game. So please do come and have a look at that. Sunday the 5th of January, 8 PM, twitch.tv/.
I might talk to another leaf.
You might talk to another... Well, you might be there this time, which should be a change.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Nice.
I might be there as well, because I'll have to... But yeah, I'll figure that out.
If you're not there, we're in real trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of you could DM. It wouldn't be a problem. Other than that, we are back 2 weeks today on the... Ooh, what's 2 weeks today? 13th for a Valentine's special, I suppose. We're back on Monday the 13th of February at 7:30 PM on twitch.tv/TheAglarion. There will be other streams in the meantime, so make sure you're following us on social media at TheAglarion on Twitter, following us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube to keep up to date with everything that we're doing. Well, I think that there's been enough emotional trauma in this episode to last us a whole 2 weeks, so I will wish everybody very well, and we'll say good night. So good night, goodbye.